Hi guys, Everyday Knife Guy here, and today I want to look at something a little bit different with you. But if you're the sort of person that likes using the word tactical, I guess this falls into that category. This is the Griffin Technology Survivor iPad case, and it is rated as a military duty iPad, and they make it for smartphones as well. So it's a military duty case. It's supposed to meet the MIL standard 810 US Department of Defense. I've been using it since, I guess, January this year, and I am very impressed with it, so certainly worthy of review in my book. So, to look at the case, when I first got an iPad Air earlier this year, it's something that I knew I'd be using heavily for work, and as a contractor, my iPad I knew would be taking quite a beating. It's needed to be waterproof, dustproof, and especially drop proof. So as soon as I got the iPad, I knew I was in the market for a case. I wanted something that was going to protect it at work but also be not too cumbersome for using it at home, because of course, like you, I watch a lot of YouTube, use tablet for surfing the internet all the time, Facebook, all that sort of stuff. So it had to be not too bulky, not too heavy, but offer good protection when I'm out in the field, or the field as whatever you want to call work. So yeah, this is what I chose. I looked at a number of reviews online for different cases. This one MSRP is around 80 bucks on Amazon, but I think I actually got it on offer at Best Buy for about 45, so you can certainly get a deal on them. They make these for iPad 2, 3, 4, Air. No doubt the Air 2 case will be coming out about now. They make them for the iPhone, and I think other smartphones too. So it's a pretty universal case, and if you're the sort of person that likes having all your gadgets dressed the same way, then I guess you can do that. So yeah, the case itself is in three parts. It has obviously a screen protector here. It has kind of a rubber casing. It has an inner plastic casing rather, and this rubberized section, and it has this kind of plastic exoskeleton that goes over the top of the whole thing. When you put all that together, they claim this is drop proof up to 2 meters. So glad to say I haven't tested that in the time I've had it, and the main reason for that is how grippy it is. The design, you can see there's various rubber sections all around to give you grip no matter what way you're holding it, and it really is pretty comfortable in the hand, pretty hard to drop. So you can see the contouring on the back there. So no matter what way you're holding it, what angle, you've got a pretty good hold on it. Even if you just want to grab it one corner, gives you plenty of flexibility. And the iPad really isn't that heavy anyway, so the 400 grams, 15 ounces, whatever it is, this case weighs, really doesn't add a whole lot to that. So yeah, so the design, the grippiness is pretty good. It's also rated to be, well, they have some pretty interesting specs. They say it can withstand a 7.8 inch an hour rainstorm. So I inadvertently put that to the test pretty soon after getting it. I actually managed to leave it on the deck overnight, and it got pretty well drowned. When I went out in the morning, it was sitting on a patio table, and the top recess for the screen was pretty much full of water. So I panicked a little bit, of course. My new $600 iPad sitting outside all night in it must have been about March, but dried it all out, took the case off, of course, dried everything inside, and it was absolutely fine. So credit to the case, it certainly saved my investment that night, and it was well worth the purchase price straight off the bat. So good in the rain, supposedly good for drops. As I say, I haven't tested that, and it's also supposedly highly dustproof. In fact, they claim this meets what they call military standard 810, which is US Department of Defense. Basically, it is authentically military duty. So yeah, I guess for most people's everyday needs, it's going to be more than adequate. The screen protector itself, it's pretty thick, obviously, to give a lot of protection. So a screen like this, you're not really seeing it at its best. It is kind of detracting a little bit from the Retina display, but you know, it's a little bit of a sacrifice, isn't it? You gotta, you know, a bit of a trade-off there. Sorry, battery died. Back again. Yeah, so where was I? It's overall pretty good build. There's a few little niggles that I have with it. I have to say the actual function for the buttons, the push buttons, is pretty good. You get a good feel on the, you know, through the thick rubber to the case below, to the sorry, the actual iPad below. But the camera lens cover, although it is very good, obviously, for keeping it watertight and dustproof, is a little bit fiddly, and unless you really dig at it with your nail or knife or something, it is pretty tough to get that sucker popped open. So there we go, finally. But that is, you can see, I mean, it's a great seal, and that's going to keep your camera obviously in mint condition, but it is pretty tough to get at it, so that's a little bit of a gripe for me. Just a better kind of thumb nick or a little handle of some kind to get a hold of there would solve that problem. The other ports, headphone jack there, again, that one's pretty easy to get open, but conversely feels a little bit flimsy. I've thought a few times I've pretty much torn that off, but it's hanging in there. And same for the charger at the bottom. Pretty easy to get that one open, but it is a little bit flimsy rubber. Maybe some way they could build that into the actual plastic casing. It'd be a little bit better on there, but overall not too many gripes. The main home button can be a little fiddly. You find this rubber insert tends to move around a little bit, but you know, it's not a big deal. And also where the rubber comes together with the actual skeleton of it, you can see there, that tends to come apart a little bit, but it's just a case of push it back together. It's not a big deal. And when the case comes in 3 parts, as this one does, you're bound to get a few little things like that, I guess, where it doesn't quite fit perfectly all the time, but overall pretty happy with the way it goes together and the way it's built. Yeah, a great case, and if you can get it on sale, as I did, 40-50 bucks, definitely highly recommended, well worth it to protect your overpriced electronics. Comes in lots of different colors, all black, military, camo, pink, red, yellow, whatever you want. The camo ones are pretty good. I had to go with the blue really for my company colors, but that would probably be my choice. I can't remember if it's a real tree or what it is they use, but looks pretty good. So there you have it. Griffin Technology Survivor iPad Air case. Highly recommended. Thanks for watching.